beginning of any relationship, it's not uncommon to have expectations of each other. Will somebody say, right at the very beginning, will they actually turn up on a date? If you make a second date with that person, will they turn up on the second date? Will they keep in contact? Will they let you know what's going on? And in healthy relationships, that becomes a kind of two-way communication. But in a narcissistic relationship, the narcissist at the beginning will have very, very high expectations of you as their potential new partner. And in this video, I'm going to give you the 3 reasons why narcissists do have such high expectations at the start of a relationship, and also how that makes you feel and what you do with those feelings. So let's get into the video. Right. To begin with, they kind of know. They're narcissists. They go through life's highway and it's just completely clear in front of them. They never bother to look in their rear view mirrors, because if they did, they would see the chaos and the carnage that they leave behind at every single turn. But on their highway. But just sometimes a narcissist, when they're on their 5th marriage and their 20th relationship and their 15-year argument that they're having with one of their siblings, just sometimes at 3 o'clock in the morning, they might kind of go, yeah, it's generally them, but maybe all those things that those people have said to me over the years, maybe there is something about me that needs addressing, but I don't want to go there because really I don't believe that. But sometimes they can just about believe that they do have issues, if they just look at their history, if they haven't, of course, rewritten their history. And they will be looking for somebody to solve their problems for them, to put them in a position of, no, of course you were right all the time, to agree with them. And that is an expectation that a narcissist will have at the beginning of a relationship. They are looking for somebody to totally agree with them. And if they do have those tiny little wrinkles, not even problems in their lives, then you, as the person they're in the relationship with, are going to help them, brackets, do it totally on your own, sort it out for them. And that's one of the expectations that they will have. If I'm in a relationship with you, yeah, tiny bit of baggage that comes with me, but I'm giving it all to you and you sort it out. And if you are the type of person that kind of relishes sorting out other people's problems, then yeah, to begin with, it might be a match made in heaven. But what happens is they'll give you one thing to sort out, say if it's a family relationship and you're going to be the catalyst that gets these two people together. And then next thing you know, there'll be another thing coming along. They have just quit their job and they don't know what to do, and then suddenly you're a careers advisor, or they're bored and you know that they have a low threshold of boredom, and what is it you're going to do to entertain it? And then you end up with a narcissist spinning a lot of plates, and that's exactly where they want you, because remember, the characteristics of narcissism are they have low understanding of what it's like to be anybody else. They have no compassion, sympathy, empathy. They have to be in control all the time. They will manipulate if that is what is necessary to be in control. They have to be empowered. They have to be admired at all time, not only by themselves, but by other people. And that's what they're looking for in that relationship. They're looking for the control, they're looking for the validation, they're looking for the admiration. So they're looking for somebody that might kind of, to begin with, be the type of person that is willing to take on their tiny little problems, their tiny little bit of baggage, not even baggage, it kind of fits into a small envelope as far as they're concerned. And here, you can have it and you can sort it out. And that's what they're kind of looking for. The other thing that they have expectations about, number 2, is that they're kind of, they're on marriage number 5, or they've just finished marriage number 5. They're on relationship number 20. They haven't spoken to their sibling for 15 years. And it kind of gets a bit tiresome to have to keep starting over and over and having to teach yet another person what I'm about, because I'm the most important person in the world and I have to teach yet another person. Couldn't you just get it? And at the beginning of that relationship, there's this kind of overwhelmingness, and I did a previous a video, and I'll put the link up above, about love bombing and what happens at the start of that relationship. And it's a little bit the same. They'll do what they have to do to get you, to grasp you, to hold on to you, because it's just a bit tiring. And often narcissists with lots of multiple different relationships will move lots of different times, and it just gets a bit tiring. And I have to redirect my post. I have to have, if I've got children perhaps from a previous relationship, which is quite common, they have to come and get to know you yet again, yet another one. And it gets my family might have to get to know you, and they might be getting you confused with wife number 3, because kind of you look the same. And that's a bit of another characteristic of narcissists. They can marry or get into a relationship by looks with the same person over and over and over again. So again, that's a little lookout for you. If you get in a relationship and that kind of little voice in the back of your head is going, not too sure, and you see maybe pictures on social media of their previous relationships, and you might think, oh gosh, don't we look alike? It's not to say that that's just coincidental, but a lot of narcissists will just keep going for the same type over and over and over again in the hope of getting it right, or more to the point, you getting it right this time. And you're carrying the history of all these other previous relationships that go with them. And another reason why they have expectations are because, again, there's a fast moving element to a narcissistic relationship, and quite often in that is when it comes to their family, narcissists will do one thing or the other. They'll completely keep you in the dark about them, and their family in the dark about you, and they don't know you and you don't know them, and you think, well, that's not really validating for a relationship. And they don't, because they can't be bothered of saying, oh, look, Jimmy's got another girlfriend, and doesn't she look like the one before? And doesn't she look like that other wife? And you don't want to hear that, and they don't want to hear that, because it's dismissive about them, or it's fun-making about them, and they don't want to do that. So they'll do anything not to put themselves in that position. So quite often you won't actually get to meet their family. Or the other flip side of that is you meet their family really quickly. You're only on, I don't know, date number 2, number 3, and suddenly it's right, okay, all round to my folks, you're going to meet my whole family, and I'm going to tell you all about my siblings and how terrible they were towards me. I'm going to tell you all about my mum and dad and how awful they were towards me, my aunts, my uncles, my cousin, all of these people that were absolutely dreadful to me when I was growing up. And you're expected to kind of make pleasant and nice conversation with them. But they'll inevitably, well, not inevitably, but quite often, because they are hopefully healthy and nice people, they will be nice to you, and the narcissist will think, okay, they're being nice to you, right, okay, that means I've got to hold on to you. So again, that expectation that I have of you is all completely and totally in your lap now, because my family tolerate you, remember you, like you even, because they do that. The expectations are that you will work at our relationship because they like you. And that is a huge thing for anybody to be holding, even in a healthy relationship, to be the one that kind of is the glue between everybody in the family that isn't your family. And it's interesting when it comes to families, if narcissists meet your family, you're in a relationship with them and you introduce them to your family slowly, they can be charmed themselves. They can be completely different people. I've had situations where people will say, oh, she came in, she met my family, she was so kind and loving. She would jump up and help do the washing up after we'd all had dinner. And my mum absolutely loved her. And yet, in the car on the way home, she's screaming at you, why the hell did you let me go in the kitchen? Why didn't you get up and do the washing? You're so lazy. They put all their stuff, they're projecting all their stuff on you, which is another classic narcissistic trait. And they're screaming at you because you didn't get to the washing up bowl quickly enough or before them or anything. And, I've had situations where somebody's kind of gone, I know what's going to happen in the car on the way home. What have I got to do to mitigate this? And they've tried to put things in place. And the narcissists themselves go, no, you sit down, it's fine. You chat, you're with your dad now. You have a chat with your dad. I'll go into the kitchen and have a chat with your mum. And in the car, oh my God, your mother was so terrible. Do you know what she said about me? Do you know what she said about you? Do you know what she said about our children? And all this is often made up. Maybe they just didn't agree with the narcissist about one point they made, say about schooling or something, and because they didn't wholeheartedly agree, to the narcissist, that is an attack, and don't you have to hear about it? So yes, narcissists will have very high expectations at the beginning of a relationship, but they will also maintain those. But of course they'll change because they're narcissists. The expectations they have at the beginning of a relationship don't necessarily always follow through even to the following week or the following day. They change all the time, and you're the one constantly playing catch up and trying to mind read exactly what it is that they are wanting from you. Thank you very much for watching. If I could ask you to hit the like button and the subscribe button, and if you look on drjane.co.uk, there is a page there all dedicated to help for narcissistic relationships if you find yourself in that. And please put some comments below. If there's a topic that you'd like me to cover, feel free to suggest it. I'll have a look at it. And let's see if we can't kind of, support each other on our relationships and our journey, even out of relationships with narcissists. There are a lot of narcissists around, and sometimes it can be a bit of an overused term, but sometimes it can equally be an underused term. So until the next time, thanks ever so much, and bye.